Good evening, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of the Picnic Table Chat Show. Oh, I'm just dropping my notebook. There we go. There we go. So this is Season 6, Episode 9, from what it says in front of me. While we are well far in, there is loads of episodes, so if you're new to this chat show, feel free to check out some of the previous episodes. We've done absolutely loads of good interviews, loads of good fun, loads of random chats. But tonight we are here to talk about Sheffield, and amongst other things, of course. But first, I'm just going to say a massive welcome to everyone here on YouTube, Twitch, and Facebook, and anyone listening in the future on any of our podcast sites as well. Thank you for joining us. We hope to have a little bit of fun. I do apologise for the blur on the screen. The ants should be a bit clearer than that, but it seems so. I got a new display kind of case for this enclosure, so they're in this big wooden case, and as you can see, the wood behind them and around them is really clear, so the camera seems to be good evening creepy. Thank you. It's focusing on the wood and not the ant enclosure, so I need to work that out. I spent a good 20 minutes trying to work the camera into a position where it was focusing in on the ants, but it really wouldn't, and I gave up at about 5 minutes before I was going to start streaming. What a nightmare. But other than that, so it doesn't matter too much. So let's talk a little bit about Sheffield. It is pretty much going to be amazing. Let's just say that. Like, I haven't really got a word to describe my feelings about it. I'm so excited. I literally cannot wait to go to Sheffield. It's going to make Bristol look so small in comparison. We've got over 15 awesome traders turning up, traders and experiences. We've got over six things going. Good evening, Ants England. We've got 6 things going on the different stages, or 6 different talks, we could say, on the different stages, and some demonstrations and stuff. So we've got different stages. We've got a whole corner full of exhibits and awesome things coming up, including this leaf cutter exhibit, which is going to be pretty awesome, and I can't wait to show you these ones. And some of the other exhibits are going to be pretty cool as well. We're bringing up the Asian bullet ants, and there'll be some really cool exhibits, so definitely check that out if you're coming up to Sheffield. Speaking of which, if you are coming up to Sheffield and you're looking for transportation, we do have some spaces available on a bus. The bus is coming from Dorset. There is a route planned, and you can find details of it on the event plan on Facebook. It will go onto the website at some point when I get around to it. Yes, I will be Ants England. There's quite a lot of different stuff going up. So the bus, let's say, will be passing through lots of different places: Gloucester and Bristol, Worcester. I can't remember most of the places, to be honest. But yeah, we're going to be getting a bus. And if you're looking to obviously catch the bus, we'll be going up on a Friday, probably coming back Saturday evening or Sunday. I'm not really sure yet. I need to talk to the driver and confirm what he wants to do. But there will be spaces on the bus available for a price. And obviously, it will be a lot cheaper than catching the train or whatever from, say, Devon or I don't know. But if you need a lift, give us a shout and we might be able to sort something out. Um, so I just got confused because my list sort of overlaps itself on things to talk about. Yeah, ant bus. That's literally what I called it earlier. The ant bus. It's going to be pretty awesome. Like we were just going to go with a smaller bus, but then we thought, well, we may as well go larger, have a bit more room to like put more enclosures and offer a bit more space and whatnot. Got to tie an ant. Yeah, we have got an ant, Teddy. I don't want it to get covered in mud and whatnot, but yeah, we could definitely look into doing something like that. Yeah, big banner up in the window or something like that. I don't know, but it's gonna be awesome. It's gonna be great fun. I the last one, we're not actually going to have food. We're going to have sweets and stuff at the event, in the event, but when we've decided not to have food in the event because we're so close to McDonald's and stuff like that, there was just no point in getting in like a food vendor of any description. Um, I said in the last one as well, make sure you just keep your wristband on. If you pop off site, keep your wristbands on, and then you'll be able to come and go as you please without having to pay again, basically. If you take your wristband off, and they are pretty hard to get off, I have tried, you've literally got to cut them off. If you take your wristband off, obviously you'll have to pay again. There is stuff going on throughout the day, and the schedules will be posted about next to maps as well, because there's quite a few Mackies. There's quite a few areas to the show, and it is quite large as well. So there is maps posted, there'll be schedules posted. Can't remember what else. There'll be lots of signs as well, because I've gone kind of all out on signage this time, and even directions that aren't necessary at all. I thought, why not? So yeah, loads of tickets are going out. It's going quite fast, and there are tickets available on the door as well. Don't worry, we're not going to sell out. It's going to be pretty impossible for us to sell out, to be honest. So there are tickets available on the door. You can get them online if you want to obviously pre-book your ticket, feel the need to. There are still to come back. There we go. Very few access tickets to the show, which means that basically you'll be able to get in a little bit early before the main kind of bulk of people come in. There will be the sound's gone. I'm back. See, good thing I waited, right? Because it went black and everything my end, so I thought I'll just wait a minute. There is exactly Baz and me, and I believe there are a few other shops going to be bringing some ant goodies as well. And yeah, we won't go into massive details on it all yet. Obviously, there are still things to be released. You'll find the fairly detailed list of trailers and who's going to be there online, but there are still lots of details to be released in the next big update, which is going to happen. What did I say, around New Year's? Did I say that? I think I said that. Mainly because I've been working my butt off on this show, as you might notice from the way it's starting to look now. I need to take like a week off. So I'm going to be not even going to be doing a chat show. We'll still do live streams if we can, like the feeding and whatnot, but I will not be able to do the chat show talky bit until the 7th of December. Sorry about that. But we are about to move the whole ant room, ant corner, and just about everything else. So it's going to take a little bit of work, in fact, a lot of work, and I'm kind of dreading it, but it's got to be done, and it's got to be done now. So that's happening. So I'm not going to be able to stream for about a week or so, week and a half, about that, until the 7th of December, anyways. And I will be back on the 7th of December. My phone is going absolutely crazy, so I'm just going to turn that on mute 1 second. There we go. Sort of. Yeah, I know it's crazy, isn't it? But we said this was only going to be temporary until we found something more suitable. Where we were before was just so ridiculous that we had to get out of there and then rethink our situation, which we have now done, and we've got a lovely place to move into, which is happening very soon, very, very soon. So yeah, I'm just going to take a bit of time off. Like I say, I have worked extra hard. I've been doing like 14-hour days behind the computer some days. So I'm going to just take a week or so to get myself sorted, get everything kind of back in line, get the internet set up and whatnot, and then we will be good to go. Obviously, I am still available if you need to send me a message. So what else about Sheffield? If you're around the Sheffield or Manchester or anywhere in that sort of country, you will start to see posters popping up all over the place. We've had over 100 posters go out over the last few weeks, going out to all sorts of different shops and locations that agree to put up our posters and what's the word? Promote our show. So yeah, you'll start seeing it just about everywhere. I believe traders are starting to post about it as well, so you'll start seeing it all over Facebook. Hate moving. Last time I moved, but I absolutely hit as well. It's what I'm doing it with ants is 20 times worse. I said 10, but it went to 20, so we're going to say 15 times worse than moving normally. With all the big tanks and everything. It's one of the reasons we wanted this big display case, right? Don't know if you've seen the pictures I posted, Dance England, but it's basically just a big wooden unit thing that I can pick up the whole 3 pods in one go, nice and easy, because obviously they're coming to the show. It will just make life so much easier to move them about when we're moving in general. So just everything. Can I ask at my local pet shop to put up a post? Yes, you totally can, and I totally can send you one, Baz. That's not an issue. We have literally hundreds and hundreds of these posters that have been printed for us. Yeah, thank you, Ant England. I thought it looks really cool. It's been custom made for us by someone in Weymouth in the local area, all out of reclaimed wood, of course. It's nice, it's sturdy, and it does the job perfectly. Only thing lowers the risk of them. Exactly. So when we went to move it to put it into the display case, that was hard enough. So imagine trying to move them and know that they're safe. You know what I mean? Just that bit of knowing that it's all good. I'm going to get a lid on it as well at some point and make a few other adaptations. I'm going to put a little hole in the back so that all the wires can go straight through the hole rather than draping over the top as they are now. But I'm very happy with it. It's definitely going to serve the purpose well. It takes up more space than what the enclosure was, obviously, because it's bigger than the enclosure. So now Manny the mantis, his enclosure is on the floor, but again, we're moving in like a few days, so I'm not that concerned about it. He'll be all right down there until the day happens. He's used to being moved as well. We pretty much have a box for him that he will happily get into now. Get into his box, sit in there, and we move him about in that between events and shows and workshops and whatnot. We obviously have a bigger enclosure that we pop up when we're there, but he quite happily sits in his box in between and traveling, just so he doesn't bounce about and get kind of flung all over the place in the worst case scenario. Speaking of which, we have got a Christmas fete coming up that we are doing. We are doing a workshop tomorrow, but we're not going to be talking about that because that's sort of a private affair that we've been hired in to do a large workshop, which is going to be absolutely amazing. And honestly, I cannot wait. I always enjoy doing these sorts of things, and this one's going to be particularly special. But we are doing a Christmas fete on the 3rd. We're not taking any ants with us. We're just going to have a few of our more hardy insects, we could say, because it is sort of chilly now. This obviously we are going to be inside in a heated room, so we're not too bad. It's just sort of moving about and whatnot. But so we're doing a Christmas fete. If you're in the local area, and I know some of my listeners are in the local area, pop on down to us. We're going to be at the Islanders Youth Club over on East Ware Road on Portland on the 3rd of December. I think we're going to be there from about 12 o'clock. We're not going to start early because we can't do a whole day with the inverts. It's a bit unfair on them, you know. But we'll be there for a few hours, so pop along, have a look at what we're doing. Again, that's a free event to come to. I think they're going to have Father Christmas there and a few other things. Obviously, it's a Christmas fete, so come check it out. What else have we got on? Oh, tomorrow is the last day of live posting, not just for me. Most traders, I believe, are doing exactly the same. Tomorrow is, or at least it's the last day for now. But yeah, tomorrow's going to be my last day for live posting. And what else have we got on? We've got about 1 million tanks, so I'm just reading these comments. Yeah, that happens occasionally. I can explain that to you at a later date, well, from what I think might have happened, but well, I think you can probably guess. But let's not go into that. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4. I have 6 large enclosures that will need building when we do the move as well. So we've got quite a few big videos coming up. Quite a lot of small enclosures actually as well. But one of the exactly that Ants England. Thank you very much. Exactly, and when you start doing lives onto multiple platforms like we're currently streaming on Facebook, Twitch, and YouTube, you seem to get targeted quite a lot. So it's a bit of a nightmare. So yeah, we have quite a few large tanks and quite a few smaller enclosures that will be getting built up. The most exciting one at the moment is going to be a Polyrachus dive expansion. That's the word I was looking for, because I don't know if you have seen, but if you've seen my most recent shorts video that I've put on YouTube, there is thousands, and I mean thousands, of Polyrachus dives. It's kind of scary. Like, the glass is crawling with them. The nest is literally almost black by like the amount of bodies that are there. It's kind of scary. Oh, thank you for coming in. So yeah, we've got so many Polyrachus dives in there. They definitely need this expansion, and I've been putting it off. I was going to put it off till March because we were going to move to the workshop in March, but now this has happened. So it's going to happen fairly soon, which I'm really excited about, actually. I didn't want to put it off much longer. Like I say, it's going to be really cool. There's going to be a lot of work, and I'm probably going to get bitten loads. So I'll make sure I film it, or I might even live stream some of the bits and bobs and then make a video out of it afterwards. I don't know, but it'll be great fun watching me get bitten by the Polyrhacus dives, I'm sure. But yeah, if you haven't checked out that video, do check it out. It's just a 15-second short on the YouTube channel, but it really does show how many Polyrhacus dives we are dealing with now. It's a lot. And yeah, that's exactly what, right. So they're not going to move exactly, kind of. They're still going to be living in the same enclosure, but it's having a massive expansion. But yeah, I will show what I can of it. It's super exciting. And it's going to be interesting as well. But I'm quite excited to get the crabs out, to be honest. Yeah, Baz, you should come down. To be fair, you don't actually live that far from me. You know where I live. So you should come down and get bitten with me. I've said it in the past, you're more than welcome to come down. I always say that to pretty much anyone, actually. Welcome to come down, check out the ant corner and see what's what. I'm not that exciting in person. I don't drink. I don't go out much. I pretty much just sit with my ants. So unless you're going to sit with the ants too, I'm pretty boring. But you're welcome to come down and help me get bitten by a load of dives. Oh dear. Compare war wounds after. Yeah, we could see, at least we're not going to mess with the Asian bullet ant tank. I put some more moss and stuff in there a while back. They have absolutely killed off one of the plants lately, so I thought it was looking a little bit bare. So I stuck some moss in the sort of the area where that plant was, and it just exploded with ants. Turns out they've moved the nest into the base of that plant, and that's why it's killed it. But it just absolutely exploded, and they nearly got me. I have been got before, I'm pretty sure, but it's hard to tell these days because I casually get bitten and hurt all the time. Yeah, definitely message me about that, Baz. And talking about your comment earlier, did I ever find the chocolate millipede? No. He is still, or he or she is still hiding. I think he's going to be under the bed, let's be honest. We'll find him when we move. Hopefully he's still alive and okay. I'm pretty sure he'll be all right. They can go a fairly long time without food, and I don't know, maybe I'm praying he's all right. Okay, I'm praying. So yeah, we will see what happens when we move. I'm sure I'll find my giant chocolate millipede, and I will be ever so happy when I do, because I was devastated, still am devastated, the fact that he got out on literally the first night. How on earth? I've had millipedes for God knows how long. I've never had one escape. But it's a good thing that we did decide to search the enclosure literally within the next few days, because we noticed straight away. Otherwise, like, you keep putting food in for them, and until you realise that the food's never going, you never know that they're there. You know what I mean? You're just kind of hoping that they're there, because I mean, most of my millipedes, I don't get to see it until like middle of the night or whatever. A few of them are kind of weird. Like, I've got a bumblebee that never decides to burrow, just casually sits on top of the moss most of the time. And I've got, if you lift up a piece of wood, you can generally find 2 olives and a bumblebee all having a cuddle. They're generally there, like, again, 90% of the time. If they're not there, then I don't know, they're generally, you gotta dig a little bit more. I do love millipedes as well. Millipedes are absolutely fantastic. Obviously, both with the bumblebees and olives are not comparable to a giant chocolate. The giant chocolate is just phenomenal in its size and amazingness, quite honestly. I do like things like that, which, like, I don't know, I never really got into them until I really got into them, and then it was like, actually, these are super cool. I like these. I'm going to get more of these. And I ended up getting quite an addiction to millipedes as well as ants and just about every other invert I've ever come across now. I've got so many different types of roaches. In fact, that's probably what I've got the most of. I've got like 7 types of roaches. I always forget the dubia roaches, right? Because I see them as a feeder and not as one of my roach pets. So I always forget. "Ah, your cave roaches. How many? All of them, or just a few? Or awesome." My cave roaches are absolutely spectacular. They're one of my favourite to hold as well. The big Mel, he's become so used to being held that all I do is put my hand on there, and he will literally walk on my hand and just sit happily. I've had him on my shoulder for like a good half an hour, maybe, kind of like a parrot. I think it's Texas Gold. Oh, I'm not that good at identifying them. I can honestly say I'm not that good at it. I generally go off, I know what I've bought, if you know what I mean. Apart from that, I wouldn't be able to tell you different species by the looks of them. Um, yeah, I'm not that good with millipedes. I just like them. To be honest, I'm not even. I mean, I like it identifying ants, but there's so many out there. I'm never confident with it. You know what I mean? Yeah, I mean, your ants are going to be like your new focus in life. I expect it'll become a new addiction, much like the rest of us. Yeah, new answers. That's it. I mean, how many times have we been sat there in the window waiting for the postman to arrive, and then you just hear a thud through the door, hitting the carpet as it goes dum 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 dum. And it's like, oh no, he's posted it. And you were just hoping he'd bang on the door. It's like, ah, so many. In fact, I've had some, right, and I've been sat here watching them. I've watched the van park up outside, and then I've been like, right, he's coming, he's coming. I'm going to sit here and wait for him to knock on the door. I'm going to wait, I'm going to wait. And then I got a message saying, sorry, you weren't in. And I was like, what? And I looked, he didn't even come to the door. He took a picture of the wrong blimmin' door. And he drove off before I could get out there to get my ants. And I was like, oh no, come back. He did come back like the next day or whatever, but that wasn't cool. I have actually had some ants in the post for well over a month before as well. They turned up completely fine. In fact, they left with something like 10 workers and turned up with probably about 30. So it wasn't necessarily a bad thing. But I didn't even know that ants were coming. I ordered a nest and it came with some ants, and it took so long. It came from Europe, so it kind of got stuck in the post. I think everything gets stuck in the post at a minute. My days, Royal Mail is. I love postmen is amazing. He always makes me. Yeah, the postmen themselves aren't that bad. I think it's the system. Well, it is the system, isn't it, and why they're striking and whatnot. But my days, it's you never know when you're going to get post or when you're not at the moment. Oh dear, oh dear. So let's talk a little bit about my leafcutter ants because they are in front of us, even though we can't generally see them. In fact, if you look towards the back of the enclosure, it's actually clearer than at the front. Again, it's trying to focus on the wooden display rather than the ants themselves because it's such a big object, I think. So I'm going to have to work on that and see what I need. Maybe I need like maybe if I had the branches in there, it would have something to focus on within the enclosure. I don't know. Good evening, Mantis NI joining us on Facebook. Yeah, see, that's it. See, I completely understand where they're coming from, um, but it makes life difficult, doesn't it? Let's be honest. It always kind of someone's gonna always get affected. It's all good. It's all good. So yeah, let's talk a little bit about the leaf cutters quickly. So they are doing really well. As you can kind of see, they've been collecting all sorts. There's some rose petal in there, and there is bramble. Now, all of that bramble was on the branch just yesterday, but they kind of clipped it all off. So I decided to take the branches out and just leave it to collect the leaf as and when they needed it. I noticed the humidity was getting a little bit low earlier, and it never hurts to add in something like a little bit of um, substrate like cocoa fiber or something like that. So I thought, let's try a little bit of the sphagnum moss that I use, just very small pieces, and they have been taking a few small pieces and placing it sort of near the fungus, but not on the fungus. It's just raising the humidity within that pod. They're very, very intelligent in the way they do that. It's actually really cool because Octospinius are one of the most studied types of leafcutter ants, and one of the most studied types of ants in the world. So there is lots of research on how to care for them, things like that. And one of the things that has been mentioned is they will carry lots of different objects in to basically micro manage their environment. What are you finding they prefer? Mine going from... See, I haven't had the chance to use many different leaves, mainly because I haven't ventured very far lately. I have mainly been sticking to bramble. We've done a little bit of dandelion, which they've had as well, but bramble seems to be their sort of go-to fresh leaf. They will never turn down rose petals. I mean, I always kind of have rose petals on standby if they sort of run out of leaves and it's middle of the night and I think they better have something to tie them through until I go out again. I'll just chuck a handful of rose petals in there, or just give them a little top up. But I do find that bramble is their sort of go-to fresh leaf. The fungus itself is probably about double the size it was this time last week. It's doing very well. It is. I'm not going to say it's doing amazing because it's kind of hard to see in there because it's in a pot within the pod, and like looking at it from this side, it looks really good, and it's blocked the entire side. So trying to look from above, you kind of got like the air holes and then the tub, and it's not that easy to see through all the different layers, but it is definitely growing and that's the main thing. Dandelion was a good one for me over the summer. Just reading a comment from Mantis and I on Facebook. I got raised in these rose petals for a few weeks and then they slowed right down. Yeah, see, they will. It makes them lazy. That makes them lazy. Bramble is more, so that's probably why they like it. Yeah, okay. I think the younger leaves as well. The younger leaves of bramble are so different to the older leaves. I learned this when I was caring for stick insects actually. I think it's the younger leaves they contain more kind of toxins and stuff like that, and I think the older leaves get rid of them. I can't really remember right now, but there's definitely a difference. I think the ants know. The ants are obviously really stupidly smart. They know exactly what they're doing and what they need. So, say offer them a few different materials and see what they take. They have been taking the sphagnum quite a bit, which is obviously awesome. Like I say, they've been so well studied over the many years. They're one of the most studied ants in the world, if not the most studied ant in the world, along with army ants and things like that. There are massive collections of millions and millions of specimens and whatnot, and loads of research that you could go and read through, mainly over in America, but we do have a few bits and bobs over here in the UK as well, and obviously Europe have their big institutes as well. So loads of stuff you can read about if you're interested in nerding out like Baz is. So what else is going on? Oh, we've got plants popping up all over the place right just before we move, so that's just typical, isn't it? Workshops. I'm just going through my little sort of tick list here because I always have a little tick list script sort of thing, as you know. Oh yes, right. So we're going to be doing a game in a minute, possibly a slightly different game, and it will be £10 voucher. There we go. I'm back. £10 voucher for any store at the exhibition in Sheffield. So when you turn up to Sheffield, Basically, I'll email you something that you just have to bring with you to Sheffield, and you will get either a £10 note or a £10 voucher in your hand, whichever way kind of works easier for us. Yeah, there are definitely going to be ants at the event. There's going to be ants, inverts, enclosures, plants, different experiences, mantises. There's going to be absolutely tons of different stuff in the trade section that you can have a good look around and get some great deals. Jumping spiders, loads of jumping spiders. I can't really remember all of it right now, to be honest. There's going to be a face painter. That bit, I always get excited for the face painter. At Bristol, I had my face painted. I looked like a dinosaur. It was pretty good. Yeah, bring some weird stuff. We like weird stuff. There's there's not much we can't accommodate for. So we will do that game in a minute. But before we do that game, I do want to. I don't know if Katrina is here. If Katrina is here, now's the time to drop that link, but I don't know if she's here. So I am just going to mention on the... Yeah, you should do it. Get your face painted. Someone I know personally, the guy from Unseen Universe. If you know them, they're absolutely spectacular. They do some amazing stuff. But he himself is running a little competition at the minute, if that's the right word. It's a £5 donation for tickets, basically, and there's 25 days of prize draws. There's something like 60 or 80 or 100 or something. There's a load of different prizes. Every day, if you haven't won, your ticket will stay in the draw for the whole 25 days. So you've got 25 chances of winning, and there's multiple prizes on every day. So it's just £5 for your ticket. All the money, I need to, yeah, I donated some prizes as well. It's an absolutely amazing, what's the word? Amazing giveaway opportunity, whatever you want to call it. I'm just trying to get up the details, and I haven't got anything in front of me, so just give me 2 seconds. I sent it all to Katrina earlier, and she's not here. It is definitely worth doing, and like Michael said there, he is a really, really nice guy. That's it. He's supporting his younger lad who has autism, which, as you know, is a massive thing to us as well. So we felt the need to donate and support it by buying tickets as well. Just bringing up the details, just getting the details. Here we go. 2 seconds. I'm just going to copy and paste the whole thing. There we go, that will work. Right, this might not work, I don't know. There we go. There should be the links and everything in this. Wow, it came up really long, but there we go. Hopefully the links work. I don't know if, because I'm streaming from a multi-platform streaming service thing, I don't know if the links are going to work completely. I will put them in all the chats on all the different doodads, because they say we're on 3 different platforms, so I'll make sure I post it on all 3. This is a copy and paste job from his post, so anything that's confusing, let me know, and I'm sure if I can't tell you, he can. He's an absolutely amazing guy. He will be at Sheffield as well. Unseen Universe are coming to Sheffield, which is going to be absolutely amazing. I must say I am looking forward to that. So yeah, please do support him with just that £5 donation. And like I say, you get put into a draw 25 consecutive days of prize giveaways, 60 plus invert related prizes to be won. Tickets cost £5 each. Only the winning tickets removed from the draw. Any other tickets bought will remain in the draws for all future draws until the end. That makes sense, doesn't it? Yeah, cool. So yeah, support that. He's amazing, and it is definitely a great cause. So let's have a little gamey game for anyone on any of the platforms. I think most of us are watching on YouTube at the minute. We might have a few on Twitch as well. We're going to do a duck race. Now it's going to lag a bit. It's going to be horrible, mainly because my computer's already telling me there's a lag issue. We've got a blur on the screen, and we just make the most of it. All right, we'll make the most of it. So we're going to go up to 10 ducks tonight. We're going to do 1 to 10. So call out your numbers 1 to 10. We're going to have a 2-minute duck race. Obviously, first to get the number keeps the number. If you say the same number as someone else, be a gentleman about it. And this is for a £10 voucher on the day at the exhibition. There are our ducks. We got a Donald Trump duck, Professor Duck, Bear Duck, Teddy Bear Duck, Punk Duck, Christmas Duck. That's relevant. Who's looking forward to Christmas? I definitely am. I love Christmas. The kind of annoying thing is we've already decorated. We are good to go. But now we've got to take it all down and pack it. I'm just going to chuck the tree in a bin bag and bring it on down, put it back up exactly as it was. It'll be fine. It'll be fine. But yeah, so I absolutely love Christmas. Cannot wait. The only thing I don't love is the cold. Cold kind of does me in, especially now I've got old bones with all the weightlifting and everything. I've kind of done myself in a little bit, and I'm kind of dreading it this year. It's going to be painful. We'll be all right. What's it like in February up north? So I've never even been up north. I did my thing in Scotland, but we literally drove from here to Scotland, and we hardly stopped along the way. So we woke up in Scotland. Brilliant. Thank you very much. That's really amazing. Yeah, we woke up in Scotland. So I have been north, but that's really far north. I've never been in the middle of the country to just kind of chill out. Is it cold up there in February? I don't know. You're well high in the world. Down here, I'm literally one of the lowest parts. Cornwall's lower than us, but obviously it's we're hanging off. We're almost tropical sometimes. No, not quite, but compared to Scotland, we are. No, I don't know. I think it's going to be cold. I think it's going to be double coat and a few layers kind of weather. Yeah, interesting. If anyone wants to sort of pitch together, I said I'd do it in the past, but I am not committing to spending that sort of money at the moment. But if anyone wants to pitch together and buy an ant suit, I definitely will wear it at the show. But I just don't have the budget for that and everything else that we're doing at the moment. How many of my committee members are here? I don't think any of the committee members are here at the moment. Let's get on with the race. So at the moment, we've only got 3 people in the race. So I'm going to change that. Oh, and there's an Evie coming in. I'm going to change it to have 4 ducks because we've only got 3 people in it, and if someone else wants to join, them more than welcome. And there's 8 people watching. Maybe I don't know. No, we'll go up to 5. We'll go 5 ducks. 5 ducks. 2-minute duck race. If you want to join in, this is for a £10 voucher at the show. So Ants England is number 1. We're going to say Michael is number 2. Baz is number 3. How's that? Is everyone happy with that? And then we've got 4 and 5 is still available. You might well hear Evie coming in a minute. you know my daughter. She's been non-stop with her talking lately. There we go. Number 5 has been taken. She's been non-stop with her talking lately, which is absolutely lovely because she couldn't talk 6 months ago. Not a single word would come out. So it is nice to have her talking, but it is kind of non-stop. So you might hear her in the background as my wife struggles to keep her in one room. But that's fine. It's not her fault, it's hard work. All right, let's get on with this race because I'm sure everyone's eager. So we have Professor Duck here in number 2. We've got Scuba Duck in number 1, Surgeon Duck, Dinosaur Duck, and Pink Heart Duck. Now, this is a small race. We normally do much larger duck races, but we do like the smaller races. They're more compact, more confined, and they are good fun to be part of. Back in my athlete days, I always used to like the smaller races rather than the big ones. I've been part of big marathons and stuff like that and triathlons. It's a bit kind of hectic and there's lots of elbows and COVID duck, elbows and shoving and things like that. Whereas I've done smaller race events as well, where there's been like 10 to 15 of us and much nicer events, and everyone's kind of a lot friendlier on that smaller scale as well. So I'm just kind of endorsing this race from an athletic point of view. We are starting to get more back into my weightlifting at the moment. Now I've got a bit more time on my hands again. Coming up to the last 30 seconds. Now, obviously, I don't know how bad it is lagging, so I'm not going to shout out who's won until like 10 seconds after. At the moment, it is a close race between 1, 2, and 4. Which one am I? The screen's probably awful for everyone. All the ducks have fallen back to a line. No one's really holding it. Fifth place, fifth duck, number 5 is in the lead currently with 5 seconds to go. COVID duck coming up. And it is taken by COVID. Well done, Michael. You get a £10 voucher at the exhibition. I'm just going to get rid of the duck race. There we go. Well done. That is another duck race done, another giveaway done. I don't know. Come on, with duck dine. Yeah, COVID duck. That's it. So COVID duck did quite well there because he stayed protected during the COVID times. He's still got good lungs. I don't know. We're just kind of making it up as we go there. There are lots of other opportunities and giveaways happening. There are several different opportunities to win these £10 vouchers because there are a few knocking about. There was another giveaway just last night, I believe it was, on the Mark the Spider-Man channel. They did a £10 giveaway of a voucher for the show. So there are still opportunities. If you didn't win tonight, there are plenty more chances coming up on lots of different channels all over the place. So make sure you're subscribed to anyone who's got a channel and is going to be a trader at the show, because you never know who's going to pop up with a giveaway next. Can I spend a voucher? You can spend a voucher on your own stall. That's the beauty of it. I don't particularly care. No, you know what I mean. Yeah, go for it. You've got some great stuff as well. Like maybe you can even do yourself a discount and give yourself a coupon with your voucher and get a discount. And I don't know, you end up like losing money to yourself. Does that work? Can you lose money to yourself? Of course you can lose money to yourself. Oh my God. What am I on about? What am I on about? Buy yourself a mantis. Yeah, because you haven't got any. Yeah, you really need a mantis, man. That's a question. How many personal mantis do you have? Or are they all kind of like shop mantis? Or is there even a defining line? Because I don't know. I would treat them all like pets. But I don't know, it would be difficult. I sell my stuff for £5 mount is for a £10 voucher. Yes, profit. I don't know. Oh, it's going to be good fun. It's going to be good fun. But as always, we are heading towards the end of the stream now. So now is your chance to send messages, questions, anything like that, and I will do my best to answer them for the next few minutes. You've got around 600 pets or in the shop? Because if you're saying 600 pet mantises, that's a lot of mantises. But then saying that, how many ants have I got? I haven't got a lot of ant stock left. We've done really well over this Black Friday season. I've been trying to clear it out, getting ready for our new ant stock in the new year. We've got loads of new products coming to the store in the new year. Lots of stuff that has been getting made for us, product development and so on and so forth. Loads of new ant species coming on as well. So keep your eyes on the store in the new year. Tom probably does move collab for sure. Yeah, we definitely. Well, you're gonna have to be quick. It's gonna be literally within the next week or two. I'm gonna be moving on that, because it needs to be done. If there's any other further comments or questions, now chance again. Sheffield is going to be absolutely spectacular. We are now starting to organise the Bristol show as well. Bristol is going to be on the 5th of August back at Fairfield High School at the same location. It's going to be our last year at that location. The year after, we are moving somewhere else. So it's going to be nice to really use it to its full potential, really pack it out with people, stalls and exhibits and everything else. It's going to be pretty spectacular as always. In fact, Bristol's going to be really good because we've got some really cool plans. Yeah, I know you have, Michael. So I have seen. Yeah, we've got some big plans for Bristol again because we're coming back to the same venue. We thought we'd go all out this year before moving on to the next one. But before we go into that, obviously, there is other shows, other events. There's loads of workshops coming up throughout the whole of next year. So loads of opportunities to pop in and see us for free as well. With all our different inverts and the different stuff to what we take to the shows. Yeah. I want to say as well, we are moving really fast with subscribers as well. 10 days ago, we only just reached 700. Now we're on 720-ish. It's going not bad. Hopefully we'll reach that 1,000 at some point. But if you haven't yet, now's your time to hit that sub button. That was the hint, build up hint, sort of nudge, wink, wink sort of thing, without doing the general hit that sub button. But we did it anyways. That was a fail, wasn't it? Armored crickets. Is this the sort of stuff that you're bringing with you, Michael? That's really cool to have a little list. So those armored crickets are absolutely spectacular. If anyone hasn't seen them, look them up. They're they're giant. They're big, scary looking. I don't really like crickets. They're one thing I don't like, mainly because that one that got out that time and lived under my bed for a week or two, the missus hated me for ages for that. So crickets aren't my favorite, but giant armored crickets are very cool. I probably still won't get one because the missus will hate me forever for just talking about it. But yeah, they're very cool. Definitely check them out, and if they're available at the show, which I believe they will be, you want to definitely get some. I can do that for you. I'll do that for you in about 10 minutes time. I'll get that across to you, no problem. John Lambert on storage cross with Predator. See, that's going to be me one day. What I need to do is stop drinking all these Relentlesses and replace it with my protein shakes again, because I just don't have enough. But we won't go into that. I need to up my protein intake and whatnot. Oh well. Yeah, I think we are just about done for tonight. I'll call my yeah, do it. Yeah, so we are just about done for tonight. Thank you everyone for joining on all the different platforms, Facebook, Twitch, and YouTube. Listening now, listening in the future, you're all absolutely spectacular. Please do come back again for another stream. We're here every Wednesday, every Sunday, live feeding from 8:30 and chatting from 9 p.m. We cover all sorts of random topics. Yes, I know I'm under Relentless again, but it was cheap and it was there, and I don't know. I'm awful for it. Someone come stop me from drinking Relentless. There you go, Baz. That's another job for you. You can come sit here and like make me go cold turkey for a couple of weeks and break the habit of Relentless because it's not good. I was drinking some other stuff, but I've made my way back. That other stuff, Lucozade. That's it. That's it. But yeah, so massive thank you to everyone. If you're interested in supporting the channel, please do check out the Patreon and become a Patreon supporter. So a massive thank you to my Patreon supporters as well at the moment. Massive thank you to our sponsors, Ants R Us, for sponsoring the show and the event. Absolutely spectacular. And of course, Valhalla Martial Arts here in Weymouth. If you're in the local area, go down there, check them out, get a free session out of them. First one's always free, and it's a great bit of fun. All ages are welcome, pretty much, and all abilities. Apart from that, I think I'm pretty much done. You know where I am if you need me. Send me a message and I will get back to you as soon as time allows. But that's pretty much about it. And I will see you I will speak to you next on the 7th. We will keep going with some videos and there will be other videos and updates and stuff, but I just won't be doing my live chat until the 7th. So, as always from me, I'll see you again soon, Ant fans. Good night.